welcome back to another episode of Zarinah Cooks with Love. I am Zarinah Cooks, and today we are going to be preparing shrimp fried rice. This is my weeknight series, and we are back to school. We are going back into the office, and so we are looking for flavorful, filling, simple, easy, quick recipes. And so this is what I'm bringing to you today. If you're interested in learning how to prepare this, stay tuned. All right, now that you know what we're cooking for dinner today, let's go ahead and go over our ingredients. We have some frozen peas and carrots right from the freezer section. You want to keep them frozen until ready. I have some colossal shrimp. You can get any size that you like. I have 2 large eggs. That is a half of onion chopped. That is some turmeric. We also have salt, pepper, a little bit of cornstarch, and I also have a little bit of seafood. That is sesame oil. I have some oyster sauce there. I'm actually not going to use that, and then I'm not showing it to you yet, but of course we're going to be using a little bit of soy sauce. And in order to make rice, we need to have rice. So when you are making fried rice, you either want to pre-prepare this rice earlier in the day and put it in the refrigerator because you want to fry it cold, or you could have leftover rice. If you have leftover rice and you want to do something with it, fried rice is a great option. All right, so let's get started. The first thing that I'm doing is I want to prepare my shrimp, and I want to give it a chance to kind of marinate in some of the flavors. I'm just going to lightly season it with a little bit of kosher salt, black pepper. I want to toss it in a little bit of cornstarch and a little bit of soy sauce. I'm giving it a quick toss before I put the soy sauce in. That is not necessary. That is only because I forgot that I didn't add the soy sauce in yet. So I'm just tossing, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm missing our key ingredient. So I went ahead and pulled out my soy sauce, added a little bit of that, and then tossing it all together. You don't want to overly saturate your shrimp with the soy sauce. Soy sauce is salty, and you want it to have flavor, but you don't want it to be overpowered by soy sauce. So just make sure you don't overdo it. So after we mix everything well, we just want to set that aside. We want to give it a chance to marinate. So then you want to get your skillet or your pan, and you want to get it to a good temperature, and you want to go in with a little bit of vegetable oil. I don't like greasy fried rice, and I hope you don't either. We are not making greasy rice. So just a little bit of oil is all we need. And then we're going to get the rest of our ingredients for our rice prepared. So in a bowl, I'm going to mix my 2 eggs. Just going to scramble them lightly, nothing too crazy. All right, so now that I'm starting to smell the grease, I'm going to go ahead and with a little bit of sesame seed oil. That also gives it that Asian flavor. That's that taste that you get in a lot of Asian cuisine, is that sesame. I don't like to put my sesame oil in the beginning because it has a strong smell, and it also has a strong flavor. And if it gets too hot, if your temperature gets too high, it also turns kind of bitter, and then you don't want that in your food. So I add that right at the end, so I still get the essence of the sesame oil, but I don't get the overpowering flavor of it. So I'm putting everything in one pan. So this is also a 1 skillet meal for us. If you have a smaller pan, of course you put stuff in, take it out, adjust accordingly. but I do have a large skillet, and so I'll be putting everything in the skillet together. So I'm going in with my shrimp first. Okay, and so the shrimp doesn't take very long to cook at all. So we are gonna flip after a few seconds and then set that aside. Then I am going in with our onion. The onion is roughly chopped, and we're not sauteing onions, so we just want to get it till it's nice and tender. Give it its own little space in the pan, and we just want that to cook. Next, we're going in with our frozen peas and carrots. And just like with the shrimp and the onions, you want to give it its own little space in the pan. We aren't, cooking these down to mush. We just want to get them tender, just like everything else. All right, so I got it in a little closer for you to see. We are not letting these get mushy. We just want them nice and tender, but you can see that my onion look tender, my veggies look tender, and then that's when we're gonna go ahead and with our eggs. Again, giving everything its own real estate in the pan, okay? I am not pouring this all in with everything else. I just carved out a little area in the pan, and I am letting it cook there, gradually adding in more. I'm only doing that because I didn't want it to fill and spread out to other areas in the pan, so I am pouring it, kind of letting it cook, and then adding more and doing it over and over again until I've added in all of my egg. Okay, and we just want our eggs to get to a soft scramble. We don't want these to be dried out either. Nothing dry. We don't eat anything dry. So once it gets to a nice soft scramble like that, now we can start to mix in everything. So we are gonna go in with our rice. If you want, you can kind of go in with your hands with the rice and break the rice apart. I didn't, you don't have to. And I am using jasmine rice. Jasmine is my favorite kind of rice. So that is the rice that I use. But again, you can go in with your hands and break the rice apart. But I do a good enough job breaking it apart with my little spatula there. And I don't know about to you, but to me, it's already looking good. You can't smell my kitchen right now, but if smell-o-vision was a thing, this already smells good, already looks good. But we just want to continue to break it apart, mix well, because we want everything. We want to get up that oil from the grease. We want to get that flavor that came from cooking of the shrimp and the onion and the vegetables. So we want to get all of that soaked up in that rice. So you want to mix well like you see me doing. And then of course you want to taste. Now is also time to start seasoning. So I already went in with a little bit of turmeric. The turmeric is really more so for the color, so you don't have to go heavy in with that. Just a couple of sprinkles of that and you're good. You also want to go in with your soy sauce. Again, I don't like rice that's overly saturated with soy sauce. If that's your thing, this is the time to season it and do whatever you want at this point. So I only want a little bit. I only want a little bit of soy sauce to give it that flavor, give it more of that color. Then I'm gonna go on with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and that is it. We are done. This is shrimp fried rice. This is a weeknight meal. This is done in less than 30. And this is a meal all in itself. I had this just like this. I didn't add anything else. But if you want to use this as a side dish, by all means, make you some fried chicken or anything else, some fish, anything else. This pairs well with anything. And you can do this with any type of other meat. Instead of doing shrimp, you can do chicken, you can do beef, you can do pork, you can mix it all together. You can do crab, you can do fried rice just with vegetables. So this is how it is done. Very simple, very easy. And you just continue to mix well and season. You know, you want to mix well and season until it gets tasting the way that you like. And then after that, you are as good as golden. So throughout my entire cooking process, from what you've seen so far, I didn't add any salt and I didn't add any pepper. The only seasoning that I used was just the turmeric and the soy sauce. So after I've gotten everything like seasoned and mixed well the way I want it, that's when I went ahead and added just a sprinkle of salt and just a little bit of pepper and giving it a final mix. But she's done. She's ready. And so that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment in the box below. Let me know if you're going to try this out. Make sure if you're not following me on Instagram, you follow me at Zarinah Cooks. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell so that you can be on the know for all of my upcoming recipes. I upload a video every single Sunday at 9 a.m. Thank you so much for your love, your support, and I love you.